Yeah.
I'd love to hear more about the fundraising component because, access to capital is a challenge for any entrepreneur. Access to capital is an even greater challenge for Latino entrepreneurs. So how did that go for you?
Yeah, no doubt. It's not easy, right? To get, first of all, get in front of the right people, have the contacts. How do you even build relationships? Do you really follow all these VCs? Do you know them by name? Do you know what they do? And the answer for me was no. Like, I was meeting VCs when I started fundraising, and they were like these super well-known venture capitalists that done amazing things. And I'm just like, hey, what's your name and what have you done? Because I don't follow the VC world. Now I know a lot about it and sort of key players. But, for me, it was, at least in my story, what it was really about was building the right product. And you build the right products, and then the right product will pull you to the right people that causes, the conversation to get started. I think that we were in a very fortunate position to build a product at the right time, with the right quality, with the right segment and positioning in mind. But that was because we've been working, me and the founders, we've been working together for over 10 years, right? So we've already failed multiple times. We sold a previous company to Yahoo. We had some successes, but it was really about building something that made a difference. And then having the conversations, right? And so for me, the way that sort of transpired was we started building, we got some momentum, and the momentum actually equated to ARR. And so it wasn't just a vision, it was a vision backed by numbers and backed by customers, right? And I think that really just opened up the door and put us in a position to have optionality. And I think it changes the game quite a bit. I think that, especially as Latino founders, one, I think it's about going through a door or creating a door and then holding that open for the next person. And that next person may just need mentorship. They're not probably ready to raise. Not every venture should get venture backing, right? And that's another thing to take in, is like, sometimes you can build a very successful business without VC backing. And for me, it was very fortunate. We had traction at the right time. We skipped the seed round with the Series A with Kleiner Perkins at $12 million bucks. And it was a good high five and a good accomplishment. And now as I kick up fundraising conversations again, what I'm finding is that it's about the story you tell and and are you able to back that story up, right? As a Latino, outside of being an entrepreneur, as a Latino entrepreneur, I think it's, for me, it's become sort of getting comfortable with the space, getting comfortable with like, I didn't grow up with people that talk to VCs.
Right.
I didn't grow up around people that even would ask for money. I still talk to my mom right now. I'm like, hey, Mom, I'm going to go borrow $10 million bucks from somebody. She's like, don't you dare. How are you going to pay this back? They know where you live. What do you mean? Like, are you going to borrow 10 million bucks? It's just a different type of upbringing and different type of, background. And for me, it was more just about like leaning into the product as first and foremost, this is what we do. This is why we do it. And then just working harder to understand the landscape and working harder to catch up to nomenclatures and working harder to understand the business metrics that need to transpire in order to have a competitive round, in order to have leverage, so you can have founder-friendly terms. It's like not just, and entrepreneurship is super hard. It's like fair warning, like what you're about to get into can be, it's just around the clock. Not only do you have to build an amazing product, you have to be able to tell a compelling story, but also build a product that's actually solving problems, and it's evident, right? It's evidence to solve that problem. And as you're going after VC dollars, that there's a huge market to go serve, and so your vision has to be in alignment where the market is. So